One of my favorite topics is dollar cost averaging, DCA, versus lump sum investing. Let's look at both of these methods right now. I am Chris Menard. Lump sum investing, this one's pretty easy. You get a chunk of money, maybe from a bonus check, possibly from someone passing away and leaving you money, and you invest it into the market all at one time. That is lump sum. Dollar cost averaging is what a lot of people do. There are advantages to this. This is when you periodically put money into a retirement or an investment account. Maybe you do it weekly, bi-weekly, semi-monthly, monthly. This is usually a paycheck at work going into a 401k. 55 to 60% of people in the U.S. have access to a 401k, and approximately 75% of U.S. workers have access to some type of retirement account. If you don't have access to a company retirement account, you've got IRAs. You can either do Roth or traditional, and you can do this yourself. And then there's even self-employment IRAs and other type of retirement accounts. So if you're periodically putting in money, which most users do, that would be dollar cost averaging. One advantage that dollar cost averaging has is it smooths out the volatility of the market, and it usually gives you a lower stress strategy for investing. You can actually do both. Maybe you're doing periodic payments to your retirement account, and then when you do get some extra money, you just put it into the market all at one time. Historically, putting money in as soon as you get it gives you better gains over the long haul in the market. But let's look at a couple different examples right now using Microsoft Excel. Over on the left, I have dollar cost averaging, and then over in the middle, I have a lump sum investment. Let's just start off with the lump sum investment. I have $600. I put it in there all at one time. Whatever I'm investing in costs $5. So there's my formula right there, the 600 divided by 5. I purchased 120 shares. That one is really simple. Now, I used an easy number like 600, but this number could be whatever you want it to be. Dollar cost averaging, let's say I'm putting money into a retirement account, either a IRA or a 401k or some other instrument. Every check I put $100 in, let's just say it's monthly, so 100. I bought 5 shares the first month. So again, 20 shares, same, there's the number there. Same thing every time I put in $100. So for 6 months, that's going to be $600. There's the different prices I paid. And then here are the shares I have. Now, I have it hidden. Let me just expand this. So here's what we end up with. Both of them, the lump sum and the dollar cost averaging, end up with $600, column B and column G. Over in column D and I just totaled up the total number of shares we had. And then I figured out the average share price. And if you notice, $4.06 for 147 shares versus $5 a share for the 120 shares. So before you say to me, Chris, which one is better? Again, most people do dollar cost averaging because they don't have lump sums to put in here. But let's say the sell price, let's say for some reason you wanted to get out of the market, and let's just say you've been in there a long time, and the price when you get out is $6. So if it's $6, I'm just going to do the $6 manually. My bad, that would be equal the 147 times 6, 886 versus the $6 at 120 shares, 720. So 886 is more than 720. So before you say, Chris, it looks like the dollar cost averaging was better. In this example, yes, but historically, again, lump sum investing comes out ahead. I have thrown it over here in the third column that I had hidden. Same example here. This is dollar cost averaging example 2, actually. I didn't mean to say lump sum. There's the 100, but notice the share prices are different than they are over in example 1 over to the far left. So in this example, we would end up with 100.07 times the $6. So $600.43 versus the 720. So in this example, number 2 for dollar cost averaging, it came out to be less than the lump sum. I hope this video helps. I'll put a couple other articles that I found about dollar cost averaging down below. I appreciate your time. This file will be available on my blog post that I'm writing. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below. I am not a certified financial planner. I'm not giving out any investment advice. I'm just letting you know how dollar cost averaging versus lump sum actually works. Thank you for your time.